The car market pandemic bubble has burst. The pandemic spike in pricing is now in freefall, and major used car dealers like Carmax are in over their heads. Carmax is the largest used auto retailer in the country, so their pricing data is kind of like a thermometer for the entire industry, and right now they are in big trouble. A few years ago, in the middle of the pandemic, when used car prices were sky high, executives at the top were lining their pockets. But now that that bubble is burst, Carmax is in a fight for its life. You see, they went through 7 straight quarters of earning dippings, and that's nearly 2 whole years. Executives at Carmax have reported to their investors vehicle affordability challenges as a major factor impacting their bottom line. So, what does that exactly mean? It means that Carmax and other used car dealers essentially priced out their own customers over the last 5 years. Buyers, they're fed up with sky-high MSRPs, which trickles down to higher used auto prices, and now, well, we're holding out, or just straight up priced out of being able to buy even a used car. As much as inflation and higher interest rates are making it harder for working folks like you and me to buy a car, automakers and dealerships also went over the top with pricing. And as you can see, new car prices have seen higher price increases relative to inflation since around 2014. And that steep increase in new car prices trickles down to the used car market as well. Another major factor is the interest rate. Now, overpaying for a new or used vehicle isn't fun, but it's easier to deal with when you have an interest rate of, say, 4% or lower. But now buyers are looking at rates as high as 20% or more. And if you think that's outrageous, consider subscribing to this channel. We're doing our best to keep you informed on this car market crash so that you can save yourself from losing money in the long run. And it might be the best free thing that you can do for yourself today. Now, the days of finding a deal on a reliable ride on Craigslist or Marketplace for a good price are long gone. Part of that is because of big auto dealers like Carmax and Carvana. Instead of selling your car yourself or to a local dealer, Carmax and Carvana made attractive offers to buy used cars from owners. I mean, yeah, I totally get it. You didn't have to deal with Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace tire kickers coming to lowball you at your house, which isn't fun at all. Not to mention, Carmax and Carvana basically didn't care if they overpaid a little when buying a used car, since they expected to be able to flip it for even more, no matter what. So, in a way, it was a win-win if you sold your car to Carmax between 2020 and 2023. But God help you if you bought one during that time. Carmax didn't mind paying a bit of a premium for used cars. They'd recondition the rides and flip them for even higher prices after giving the car an interior detail and some tire shine. But it gives buyers the added peace of mind that the car was looked over by professional car people. Not to mention Carmax's strict no haggle policy. Now, I guess the no haggle policy takes the stress out of striking a deal, and it might even help you feel like you aren't getting fleeced by a dealership. But here's my 2 cents. I'm against this no haggle policy. It's part of the fun of buying a car, and it prevents you from working towards a better price or payment that works for you. So if you want to learn how to haggle like a pro, we'll check out our free Idle Car Strategies workshop. It's brand new. It's linked in the first comment, and you can check it out for free. You have nothing to lose. And I'll give you all my dirty little details on how to minimize your purchase price of your next car and maximize the sale price of the next car you get rid of. So go check it out in the first link below. And obviously, a lot of CarMax buyers never watched it because for years, yes, years, plenty of buyers went to them and thought that the no haggle policy would help them not get fleeced by a dealership. And now basically an entire nation's worth of inventory of used vehicles has been eaten up by these big used retailers. But here's what they didn't see coming. This is the value of a 2020 Porsche Taycan from September 23 to February 24. In just 6 months, the car has depreciated from $100K to $85K. And that number is dropping every single day. It's a $15,000 loss for a very short time to enjoy that vehicle. And while not every car has experienced depreciation as extreme as this, basically every car has taken a huge dip in value just in the last year, even new ones. Now, think about all those used cars CarMax bought up in the last year when prices were still sky high. They are estimated to possess an inventory of around $3.6 billion. But based on what we've seen happen to one single Taycan in 6 months, imagine how much less that inventory is worth every single day. If they lost $15K just on one single Porsche, just think about the financial Armageddon of those kinds of losses spread across their entire national inventory. And CarMax, it's a huge company, one with middle managers, upper executives, shareholders, etc. So they can't shift and pivot to a changing market quickly. every decision has to be okayed by your boss and your boss's boss and your boss's boss's boss. So when car prices are in free fall like they are right now, Carmax, they cannot adapt. And while Carmax can't adapt, automakers and dealers are adapting. Yes, guys, that's right. Automakers are responding to the shift in the market, cutting prices on brand new vehicles. Yeah, you heard that right. For the first time in years. Just check out these 20 cars that are on average selling below MSRP. Pretty much every type of ride is represented, from EVs like the Kona EV and the Ioniq 6, SUVs like the Jeep Renegade and the Infiniti QX80, trucks like the Ford F-150 Hybrid and the Ram 1500, which by the way is a 12-year-old chassis, so it's really a new truck. Well, I'll let you decide. Heck, even the bane of all motorists, the Nissan Maxima is available below MSRP, which is good, but also maybe bad because I'm not sure if we want to see more of those on the road. Which begs the question, why buy a used car at last year's sky-high price with today's high interest rate when automakers and dealers are making brand new cars available at MSRP or lower? The answer, well, you don't. And that's why cars are piling up on Carmax's lots. So if you're in the market for a car this year, hold on a little bit longer. We're expecting prices to drop a bit more over the next few months. But if you need a car now, well, why not take a look at some of those new cars selling below MSRP with an extra dealer incentive? Or maybe this is one of the few times when it makes the most sense to lease a car. Now, normally that would be where this video ends, but amazingly, just in the past week, Carmax posted some good news. The crazy end to this story is that Carmax stock is actually on the rebound, or at least not in the free fall. It's holding at a solid 79 and change. Now, that's not as high as previous soaring years, but it's also not down as much as investors had forecasted. And as much as the car market is currently in a downturn, major players are still interested in getting in. Players like, Amazon, where you buy your groceries. And at some point this year, Amazon will act as a dealer for Hyundai, with other automakers to follow. And if major players like Amazon are getting involved, it's because they believe they can make it work in this market. So what do you think? Have you ever bought a car from Carmax or sold one to Carmax? Have you been sniffing around the lot at Carmax trying to find a good deal? And, well, would you ever consider purchasing a car through Amazon? You think we can get 2-day prime delivery on a Prius for Trav? Let us know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm Brad. It's Ideal. Like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out these Ideal vids over here. And promise me one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle.